on the defense for Horizon. But I have to say is that I think King's Row was the big test for Element Mystic, and obviously was very close. But I think given the strengths of Sombra, I think that Assault and Escort actually better looking for Element Mystic here. This could be a 3-1 in their favor if they can continue to play at the level that we saw in King's Row.
So we're not going to be on this defense. The running mag on the Winston, looking for a lot of early contests, a lot of that cycle contest. QQ getting hacked very early. But EM playing a little passive right now. You see they're waiting for Doha to get set up. They're waiting for poke to happen. They're not looking.
He's already at 30%.
Yes, he's sort of a beast.
37! That is actually insane. The first realm of pressure here, they've given him support, right? They give him the orb. They're willing to give him barriers. And while Doha's just sitting there poking at RunAway, he's at a solid 60%.
He's already at 62% now. So very, very fast EMP. EM not overcommitting to any side just yet because they're perfectly fine to sit and choke, deny Mag the ability to build Primal, and give Doha all the resources.
Well, he finally fell. RunAway, they found the opportunity to dive in. There's a well-executed dive at that. So they're going to clean up. They're going to get a little bit of extra ult charge. But the problem is that the storm is coming for them. It's going to be Doha with EMP in the next fight. And only a minute has passed.
He has EMP, but that chase right there for RunAway was excellent. Because they see Doha commit. They see him use a translocate. They chase into main. As soon as the translocate is used, sort of panicky, not a great setup. And they get those frags. Because now Mag has Primal. Ganamjin is close to the Transcendence, so he doesn't have it yet. There's a small window for EM now because it's also really tough for them to follow up. Even if they were able to get a great EMP on the Ganamjin, it's tough for them to follow up because Alpha's not a Winston. He's not there to just immediately be wherever the EMP is going to be.
Shui fell down.
Mag's there to feel for him, though. It's tough.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be able to get him.
Well, they have to Primal to make space, although it could work out in their favor. Hanbin, a little bit in a rough spot, gets juggled the other way, ends up getting saved. Element Mystic a little bit low, but now you wonder if EM's thinking, can we win this fight without dropping EMP? I still think they have to use EMP. RunAway was able to reset. EMP used, but immediate reaction from Gangnam Jin. Transcendence, and it's a good one. It keeps RunAway alive. Now RunAway can truly win this fight.
I mean, now RunAway can commit, but Sparkle's going to have grab. Liu Gong is not that close to the beat either. If they're able to get the grab off first, they're going to get a good position. They can definitely, EM are in a really, really solid spot as long as they don't lose anyone.
Also, as long as the grab isn't Ian Sparkle. Taking him a long time to build the last little bit here. His team is dying as he's building up. Does put it down eventually. And it makes the fight a lot more even. LeGday gone in the back. But Element Mystic perhaps a little bit too beefy here. They got the better of the trades. They have the better of the spawn advantage. And RunAway probably going to have to give this one up. And look at Doha, 60%.
Medina going to get him there. It's on the back. QOQ still so hurt. EC doesn't have grab. QOQ just trying to delay. He is going to get D-backed, and actually the flail puts the D-back in not a great spot. He has to bomb off the point, going to die now. This is actually a little rough for RunAway, ZP. Doha 70% to EMP. Unique's going to have beat. There's no bomb combo. This is a position if Doha can get the EP very fast where they can potentially win.
Especially if they can do something to force the beat out early out of LeGday gone. I mean, easier said than done, given his usual pedigree on Lucio here. But they want to wait a little bit. Oh, they're looking for the isolation on the Mag. They force him to Primal early. And now they're diving in, looking to get on the Alpha. Graviton invested, RunAway. Absolutely all in here. And EM going to come with a nice Transcendence on the other side. They drop the EMP of their own. Back the other way. Sets up Alpha for the Shatter. And this could be a very good time here for EM.
That is perfect peel for Alpha. Well-timed Transcendence, and Doha is able to build the EMP and catch Ganamjin, so there was no Transcendence. They're going to have to recontest now. Hanbin popping the rally, trying to keep him on point. He does the flail, keeping Ganamjin off. That is a push from Ian. That is perfectly executed.
And I gotta say, it's really cool to see EM back in form where I think anyone who followed the previous season Contenders would say, wow, EM had a big drop-off when the world happened to this team. Well, right now they're taking RunAway the task, and I don't think it's because RunAway is playing badly.
No, I definitely don't think RunAway is playing badly at all. I think EM is just playing this composition of theirs masterfully. They're just getting immense value of everything. That's a tight push that they just performed. That push from first to second. They had no extremely clear advantage. It was all of, if we can get EMP in time, if we can perfectly peel for Alpha, we can win the fight. And that's exactly what they did.
So RunAway going to be on an attack of their own here. Again, we need to be setting a good time. And again, I think given that we're an assault, truth be told, if you were to ask me if RunAway had to drop a map here, which they would drop, I would have said that Horizon is probably the best odds because Assault is generally pretty favorable to these Sombra setups, more so than the other map types, and RunAway, I think they have a tough task ahead of them here.
A pretty fast time for EM. That was a very, very fast time. And it only gets harder for first because this is still first for defense. This is Doha's playground. This is where you can sit on a high ground, watch Doha go into your main and poke you, and EM are just going to give him the bubble, give him the orb, give him the armor pack, and he will be a mini raid boss as Sombra.
The interesting thing, too, is I feel like LMS has taken the better parts of, like, watching Edison play, where Edison, his Sombra style was such where, you know, everyone threw support around him, and, yeah, otherwise. EM is putting even more support around Doha than they have in the past, on top of him having uncanny sense for how to build these EMPs quickly, and, you know, it's put RunAway here under a lot of pressure.
It has. You see just so much poke going in. He's going to get the hack as well onto Li Gong, so no speed. Really
oh, they get him! A Lucio that's hacked is such an easy target. And Helmet Mystic able to rotate around. Alpha gets under a lot of heavy pressure. They gonna be able to save him? No, not quite. Binding from Gangnam Generals puts Hanbin in a bit of a bind. RunAway probably okay with this trade out here, where when you get the other team's Rhine down, you can wait a little bit for LeGday gone, then come back in. They're gonna have a period of 6v5. EM, I think they might go back in at the MP, but it's really tricky.
It's risky, but with Ndine so close to the Transcendence, I think they're gonna commit to it.
Well, especially now they got LeGday gone down. They're gonna use the EMP. They've moved back in, and this should be mag falling soon. Nano or no nano, I think it's just too much pressure to be had. Too many people already down. And the best thing here for EM would be a long, drawn-out fight where Doha can build another EMP, and they might actually get that. Grab time gonna be used here. They're gonna shrug off most of the self-destruct to get Sparkle. No, Doha's down. RunAway actually might have done enough damage.
No. It's a backline versus a solo Lucio. The rally's going to be committed. RunAway actually, they're feeling the win conditions. Li Gong, he's down. They see the rally, but the peel's so good for Unique.
If LeGday gone had been able to win the Lucio battle, though, there would have been a slight spawn advantage to RunAway, but I think Element Mystic, they've done enough to get back to point now.
They've done enough to get back to point, and Shui invested the rally. QOQ invested the bomb. RunAway have lost a lot of ults in a fight that, you know, it was close, but since they decided to commit to a fight where there was no necessarily clear advantage, now they're going to be down ult economy. Doha already close to 70%, will have 70% on an EMP.
Doha's just raining in ult charge right now. Oh, Alpha got slept. Mag bring him for the big ride. They're looking for the fall through. Beat going to be forced out EM early. Mag says doesn't care. Drops a shatter, knocks down 4. The follow through for RunAway, more than enough.
And that's definitely how you close a point. You set up the grab. You drop the shatter into the grab, and look at this snowball, ZP. Look at this snowball. It's going to be brutal. Doha will, though, have the EMP. The EMP shatter is available.
The game sense to move in, although they just catch an EMP to the face. Still gets him a tick for free. Not the worst. And it gets the EMP at Doha, though, for how much that matters. Doha's already at 32%.
Alpha has been eternally slept so far these past couple fights. I feel sorry for him. But the shatter, the EMP going out, stopping the snowball entirely, only giving up a little bit of ticks. Didn't need to build up their grab here. They did have to commit the trance as well. RunAway have to feel happy about engagement. If they move fast here, they'll have grab, they'll have combo, they'll have beat, and EM have no support ults. Literally 0. So a lot of this fight is going to depend on Doha's hack, and a Sparkle can get a peel grab. A grab to deny cleanup for Hisu.
Well, they got the early hack on the Hisu here for what it may matter. Sparkle holding on to the grab, drops the grab early and aggressively here. Get forced out the beat from RunAway, but this will buy them enough time for Doha. Alpha's gonna fall. They need as many people alive as possible, make something happen off the EMP. They're already down 2, about to be down 3. Sparkle hitting the dirt. Shatter done. Doha gone, and that's gonna be RunAway.
Wait, how did that not hit Doha?
I don't know. Hey,
How did that shatter not hit Doha?
I actually don't know. I was thinking maybe it was a graphical glitch because he fell right after, but you're right, it didn't really look like he got hit.
No, he definitely did not. He was moving about. The hitbox so tiny, just gets out of there. And something to note is Ganamjin slept Doha there. So another really clutch sleep, because I doubt it would have necessarily changed the fight significantly. They probably still wouldn't have won, but it could have been some extra time off the bank if Doha had been able to been alive to get that EMP off. You see here, Doha, he's building as this goes out. He gets it right here, and then Ganamjin's going to get the sleep.
Okay,
post-fight. Now let's watch.
Was it because
That
he was
missed!
Okay, I think it might be because was he getting up from his sleep there? He was getting up from being
But if you're
down
getting
from
up,
another
if you're
effect.
getting up from a sleep, if you're slept,
No,
I mean,
but-
I've seen. If you mean the getting up animation would ignore
Yes.
the shatter, I find that very unlikely.
Do you have a better explanation for what we just saw? Because he was definitely.
Doha is so good that he just jumped over the EMP.
I think it had to be some quirk in the engine where if you're getting up from some other knockdown-esque effect, there has to be like some frame of invulnerability to getting knocked on your ass again. And Doha just like saw through time and space to not get knocked down again by the shatter.
Well,
That's
I
my
personally
explanation.
don't have an explanation, but that sounds likely, is that it has to be an animation thing there. Runaway now on the defense. Did finish with about 10 seconds more on the clock. A very fast push for them. Also going to be playing the spam composition, the bunker comp with the Widow with the junk. It makes it very hard for EM to sit in the choke because of all the spam. And you see EM now making actually a full swap. Going dive, 2-2-2. Is Doha going to be making a swap off Sabra, or will we play now? Be stuck on Sabra still. And EM now are going to look to set up the dive pressure point.
Well, Hisu holding in the back right now. Runaway for now, holding, and Elven Mystic taking quite a bit of time here on this attack.
Yeah, Runaway's also really good at poking to try to deny Doha that space. There's the dive, trying to keep high ground. Alpha, he's trapped. Can't keep him alive.
Hisu takes down Sparkle. And Runaway, decent early engage here, dealing with Elven Mystic, though Doha, getting close to the EMP on the next fight.
It's impressive still that Doha is able to build this EMP so quickly. Bunker is a comp where it denies a lot of the ability for a Sombra player to poke with all the spam, with the shields. And having 83% this early is huge. I think EM, okay, Alpha swapping onto Hammond actually, not even going to commit. Destroys the trap with the bash as well, which is so important because now EM can commit.
Still hanging back here, holding on. And EMP is up, under pressure, down. And, the Junkrat setup here for Runaway actually has been pretty effective in buying time right now.
Extremely effective. That was the best chance, I think, for EM to actually just commit wholesale to win the fight. If Doha had lived there, the EMP would have come out directly after the Vout. Now Runaway have stabilized. They're going to have Grav. They're going to have Bomb. They're going to have Nano. These are all things that are extremely important because we see a Nano Blade, but you know what's better than Nano Blade a lot of times? Tire.
Well,
Bullshree's dead.
not
So,
this
and
time.
Sparkle
Not
kills
this time.
everyone.
Yeah, I was going to say, maybe not this time as Sparkle goes, I can play DPS again. This is great. And just tears his way through Runaway.
That was a nasty blade. We talked about Nano Blade not being that great. We made memes about it. We've seen Tire, but if you kill everyone before the Tire's even to come out, that'll do it.
That certainly will do it. And Elven Mystic now in a decent spot. 2 minutes left. EMP up. It comes down to this Tire here from Shui, where can he do critical damage to Runaway or to Elven Mystic as they move in?
All he has to do is catch one person. If he catches one person, especially if it's Unique or Doha, then the fight's over. The fight is just over from there. They won't be able to win. We've seen problems with Tires getting value, though, from the 3-3. EP out.
Tire moves in, and Tire doesn't quite get too much, but Elven Mystic down. Reinhardt here, and Shui still working on the outskirts. And EM, they invest the EMPs, though, get quite what they want. And the split DPS up from Runaway pulled out here is actually doing some pretty significant work.
I mean, EM were in a rough spot in that even with the EMP, because of Runaway's composition, they could play so split. They were looking to just get Tire value, and they forced the beat with the Tire split. Catch Alpha early in the fight, which is even better. So, and there was just no one there to follow up off the EMP, because that's what they're playing. So now Runaway making a swap themselves onto the 3-3, keeping gun option on the Ana. EM running this Ana Sombra comp, which we've seen a lot, and I like it a lot actually, due to the fact that you now have two wing conditions. You have the nade for the grab, and you have the nade for the EMP.
We're looking for it now. Mag caught out early. Elven Mystic moving in. Man advantage. Doha getting real close to another EMP. And EM just piling on here off the setup. 40 seconds left, and this should be EM getting in, but not a bad hold from Runaway. Certainly bought them more time.
No, not a bad hold at all. As you see the immediate sleep onto Mag. He's cleaned up the grab there. Catching Shui on the corner. No one else can touch RunAway. EM finishing with time left in the bank, too.
Yeah, not bad for EM in the end. Although still not too bad for RunAway to throw a different look at everything there. And the question I'd pose to you is that do you think it was more effective than what we've seen from RunAway so far in dealing with the Sombra?
Are you asking for the entirety of the defense, their composition, or...
Well, just in general, like, what
point?
did you think about RunAway's look there versus the Sombra versus running a 3-3 with Ana?
I think that the spam comp for Horizon makes a lot of sense versus Sombra still because you deny a lot of the early poke, and it makes it hard to follow up on EMP still, especially if you get Tire in time. Though Doha is just a mastermind, so he's able to build EMP really fast, but they didn't have to use EMP to win that fight. It was really off of a masterful Hammond play where Alpha destroys the trap, allowing Sparkle to dive and then set up the Nano Blade eventually. I think the comp was fine. You can definitely still make an argument for 3-3 on that point, but Horizon, because of the verticality and the strength of the choke, it's definitely very viable. Realistically, the biggest crux is RunAway's defense probably would have worked if Sparkle just isn't a God of Genji. Because if Shui has time to set up the Tire, he probably kills the Nano Blade.
So, swapping here sides, RunAway not going to be running anything on the DPS spectrum, really, for their offense. Going to be deciding to stick with what we've been seeing for most of the series. Doha hanging back here, looking at Lucio. And surprisingly hasn't... Oh, gets caught, pulled out of stealth. LeGday gone in on it, and Doha gets absolutely nothing for build there.
LeGday Gong he does not fear Sombra. You should fear LeGday Gong as Sombra. He is hunting. He is looking for you.
Eternally looking, name of the game here. EM for now, going to be going a little bit further back. RunAway, of course, going to be trying to push the issue while they can. Unique, going for the boot buff, and does disrupt RunAway just a bit here. Looking for LeGday gone on the other side. And EM doing a decent job of buying time, where again, their goal right now, not give up the point while Doha builds DP, and they get LeGday gone! Undini snipes him out of the air.
Sometimes LeGday Gong needs to feel fear, ZP. Sometimes he must feel fear. He's a man that does not feel fear, but he must. He simply must if he wishes to survive.
Doha EMPs here, and I don't necessarily know if it was required. I guess they wanted to be sure, help Sparkle build up grab for the next fight, but even as RunAway loses here, that's at least something to look forward to. But look at Doha.
Getting so far on there. This is so good for
He's just building so much off D.Va. It's a gigantic
run.
And he's just absolutely breaking it open.
Already 63%. Uses EMP, is already literally going to have it in the next fight very, very soon. That hack right there is so important. The RunAway, they have the rolls they need. QQ having to make the swap because he was staggered, losing the D.Va bomb. This is so important. This is so huge. RunAway now, if they want to clean up their grab in this upcoming fight, if they're even able to get it off in time, they must get nade. They must get a pin because there is no bomb for QQ anymore.
Not there anymore. EM holding back on top. Doha with the EMP gets pulled out of stealth. And the grab's not being invested here by RunAway. They try and take the initiative while Doha was pulled out of stealth. Instead, Doha gonna be coming back over, drops the EMP on the top. Nice barrier from LeGday gone. Mitigating some of the worst of the EMP there. RunAway still in the fight, but they lose Mag. The EMP still does its work. Both Reinhardt's traded out though. Winnable here for RunAway. Beat of their own gonna be dropped here by Element Mystic as they try and pull back the other direction. And they isolate Shui. They take him on down. And RunAway. It's a bloody fight that is not going their favor, which means that Doha gets to walk away with even more EMP built up. 70% by the time this one's gonna be over. Back comes back in, drops a shatter. It's not over yet. RunAway off the respawn.
Well, it is over now.
Over to the point. Yeah, it's over the other direction. It's over the other direction.
That's the spawn advantage coming to play there. Mag is gonna be there obviously way before Alpha. EM can be happy with that first ult though. They still got a lot of value. They forced a lot of ults from RunAway. QOQ having to make the swap here again. No bombs anytime soon for QOQ. And EM have another EMP. They have a grab again. Sparkle has built a lot. They're still fine with that. They're fine with that first ult.
Doha over the top, drops EMP. Easy execution from EM right after they use the takedown Mag. And now just building right after where really the best thing EM can do, or the best thing RunAway can do when they're losing a fight, they should just collapse on Doha and stop him from getting EMP.
Well, So far, they have not been able to do the best job at that. He is still just going to continue to build, continue to move forward here. As you see the stagger kills coming out.
So, EM gets the hold back once more. Only a minute left for RunAway here. EM on the verge of going up 2-1 against the defending champions and the team that is the #1 seed by an indisputable margin.
Now you see
Nano boost.
They move forward. They're looking for the fight.
Early Nano on the Mag. He gets to swing the hammer as everyone's close together. Not the time you want to be giving Mag a hug, I'll tell you that much. Is RunAway.
And you see right now they're just cleaning here. They're cleaning on the fight. The rally is out, but they're not able to get a lot of it. EM, they're going to have to stagger back. They're going to have to give ticks and come back in, but there's not a lot of ticks left to give. And Doha will have the EMP, but can they even touch?
Not looking likely. Doha dies with the EMP. They do get to come back over. Alpha looking for the Shadow of the Gods. He's going to drop it here under pressure. There's opportunity. The sleep on the Reinhardt. No, he's woken up before Alpha can shatter. What a disaster. EM almost had the miracle play, but guess what? Doha's back in. It's not over yet. Sparkle charged up. Ends up falling in the middle of the fight, so he was charged. He's gone. Respawn so coming back in. RunAway doesn't quite have this yet as EM finding a way to delay, and they might bring it through to overtime, and that's still good.
This is still an actually great stagger. This is a great stagger for EM. It looked like all hope was lost. RunAway had a great engage there, but living long enough to not only get the EMP out, but stagger to below 1 minute. No time left on the board. And they still get the minute there, but less time on the clock.
Yeah.
I think RunAway can be happy with that. I think EM can be happy with that. It's close, 30 seconds difference between the two in terms of their banks. But that can be all it takes. It's just 30 seconds.
Alrighty. Well, we go into extra rounds here, and I mean, the 30 seconds actually is a pretty big deal on Assault, I feel like, because it's a difference between basically at 1 minute that gives you one good push and maybe a recontest without a lot of ability to reposition. A minute 30 gives you 2 good attempts. So there's certainly an advantage here to EM for sure.
Especially since when RunAway, the longer they rotate, not only do they, with only a minute, does it limit them to essentially one fight, but it gives time for Doha to just continue to build EMP. Gives time for when those rotations are happening, if RunAway want to, make those rotations and force EM off high ground or things or similar to things like that. It's all it is burning their time bank down to, the end and giving Doha time to build EMP.
So gate's gonna be opening here for RunAway. Minute left on the clock. Elven Mystic, they get to hold back, and again, you look towards Doha. How quickly one man build up EMP. RunAway again desperately try to rotate over and not give him the time, but at the same point, they have to rotate over in a healthy manner, not give up free poke to EM.
They are rotating and trying to force them off the high ground. Doha, about 30%.
Doha's been fairly contained here so far. Alpha just ate a lot of damage. RunAway now. Gonna bring this party over to the point.
Look at all these ticks. They're giving up a lot of ticks to RunAway so far. A lot of presence.
They're giving him quite a bit, and part of it is that Doha's been under pressure. He's only at 40%. 18 seconds left. RunAway playing this well. Alpha down! RunAway now potentially could snowball
EM has to die. They have to die, ZP. They have to die on point right now. They can't commit any murder. They can't stagger. They need to make sure that they're dying and together, because the longer that they're stuck here, the longer they're more staggered. This is so bad with how many ticks have come out.
So the point is going to go to RunAway. Point number 5, 30 seconds left, added into the bank. And Doha doesn't even have EMP up. They did such a good job at denying him the charge. And he might get it early in this next fight, but if you're RunAway, you try to just not give EM the time.
Yeah, you're looking to just run over Mag here again if possible. You're looking to just catch some member of the front line very, very early. But they're playing it slow enough to where they realize the EMP is going to be there. The Nano's out. The Nano out so early. EM are going to wait. They're just going to wait for Nano to be gone.
EMP comes up the other way for Doha, but it's answered by a very timely barrier from RunAway. Still not enough to save Mag. And with 2 falling from RunAway, they've lost their opportunity in the snowball. This is likely going to be ended right here. Alpha with the shatter just to make it for sure. Still not the most ideal situation for EM, though, because even with the minute 30, now they have to take point A and then somehow get 33% on point B if they want this to be anything but a draw.
That was a great first push from RunAway where they deny the high ground initially. They put a ton of presence, a ton of fire early onto Alpha. We're getting that one frag is all you need, since you know Doha, like, you denied him a lot of the early EMP build so they could be confident in just getting one frag and winning the fight slowly. But that was I think a big mistake from Gangnam Jin with that nano so early onto Mag, and which is really weird because they're generally quite good at it. They're not perfect, but they're generally very, very good at it. I mean, they've so far been what we sort of pointed to as how do you use Ana effectively against an incredible Sombra team, and how you use your nanos. And that early nano onto Mag was the definition of very, very weird. The only reason I can think of for RunAway doing that at all is they're looking to use the nano to, you know, in an almost what would seem a bad fashion to bait Doha into sort of the EMP, because they know there's no nano on the field anymore. But it wasn't really well set up in terms of how do they survive that EMP fight. It's really a misplay, I think, for RunAway.
Well, RunAway, they can still win this map, go up 2-1 as Escort looms. All they have to do is hold off Element Mystic from point A. If they're not able to do that, they can still force us a draw and make it so Escort is where everything is decided in the end. EM comes down to how quickly can they build EMP, and I mean, ideally, their ideal situation is that LEGDAY Gone goes a little bit too over aggro, feeds, and they get to save EMP for point B. It's happened before. EM has to hope that it happens again.
It's happened before, but I feel like LEGDAY Gone's not going to let it happen. Doha, you see, he's getting bubbles, he's getting armored, he's getting pocketed as he sits on the high ground, building this EMP. RunAway going to try to catch the members of Element Mystic as they move in the high ground there.
Well, they do just that. They go in, they take down Alpha. RunAway seizing the opportunity. They see a Sombra on one side. They know they can dive in on the other. And they get 2 off it early. They're going to force a reset from EM. And this is where that extra 30 seconds that EM has actually is so incredibly important. If they didn't have that, this would be over right now.
Now EM are in a very peculiar position, which is the peculiar position you're in with Sombra in general. They built the EMP fast, you know, a minute less. But if you use EMP to win the fight here, which you sort of have to, how do you win second?
You most likely don't.
You're going to have to commit the
We're
EMP.
probably heading for a draw right now, if I had to guess. Oh, the timing a little bit rough for Doha, but it's too late! It's way too late! Instead, it's RunAway taking the fight. The EMP is gone. This is going to be RunAway taking Horizon. A rare, rough EMP from Doha. The position threw him for a loop. And RunAway going to be up 2-1 as we head into our 4th and potentially final map.
And that is RunAway. They're just exploited the Sombra conundrum there. The Sombra paradox where, well, it's not really a paradox, but it's the problem with Sombra. Even if you're the best Sombra team in the world, they notice that, hey, this is EM. They're right below us. Let's run into them with Nano. We don't care if they have EMP. Because we'll win the fight anyways. Because we're already on top of them. We have a Nano Reinhardt. He will not be stopped. And that's just really RunAway recognizing your win conditions. And how you deal with the Sombra is you run into them. Also, how does that Shadowrun hit again? Was that right out of effective range? Did Doha just manage to once again jump over Shatter?
I think Doha is just manipulating the rules of reality as the power of his stand. Who knows? But guys, we're going to a quick break. When we come back, the conclusion heading at you. Map 4 on the way. And we are back, ready and raring for map 4 Runaway. In a shocking turn of events, they end up taking Horizon when things looked stacked against them, or at the very least, it looked like it was going to be a draw. EM, it's a little bit tough for them because I think if that was a draw, that was still a decent scenario for them. One where they could come in here, win map 4, and take the series. But now, even if they take this next map, that's just making us head towards map 5.
And so we're going to have to end up at control and win control, which is where Runaway thrive. I mean, it was really good. It was a really good map either way, though. I think that Doha is still showing that excellence on Sombra, but Runaway, they understood their win condition, which is really I think one of the most basic, fundamental things, playstyles of Overwatch, of winning those matchups, regardless of it, is just knowing what your win condition is. And Runaway recognizes we don't care if Doha has EMP when they're on that last defense for Horizon. We really don't care. We have Nano. We see they're close to us. We're gonna run into them. And even if he EMPs us, which he has to now because it's last fight, we're gonna win the fight.
Well, yeah, I mean, you stop to think that Nano is one thing that is not dispelled by EMP. A lot of things in the game go, well, we've EMP'd, we're turning it off. Not Nano. Once the boost has been administered, that's it. There's no removing it from the body. So, all in all, not a bad response from Runaway, and they're able to fight their way through what has been a very difficult to fight EM team.
So Junkertown is going to be our 4th map. It's going to be the Escort. This is another map where, I said this about Horizon Lunar Colony though as well, is that Doha, he's very heavily favored. Sombra, it has so much room for you to poke. It has so much room for you to continue to, not only that, to set up your EMPs if possible. Runaway's advantage, well, because of this, these huge sightlines, especially for first, the backline gun engine in particular can be very split. But it's El Mystic. This is their map to win, to take to map 5. They have the opportunity to do so.
So, interesting enough, we do have a substitution moving on in. Takoyaki taking Alpha's place here, where, it's interesting. The only thing I can think of is that maybe EM would want to do more Winston of a sorts, but it's also, to me, weird in a series that's been so good for them so far that they're making changes at all. I feel like EM could have kept running with what they're running and been totally okay.
I can't remember for sure, but I'm pretty sure as well if they're potentially running not only Winston but Orisa. Takoyaki is more likely, I think, to run those heroes. Don't quote me on that though. Don't quote me on that because I honestly cannot remember off the top of my head. But they are going to be making that sub. Runaway still running their same lineup. See EM going to be running out here early on the defense. They're running Ryan. They do have Doha on the Sombra.
So we're going to be getting right back into it. Runaway, not changing up much. Not going to the DPS setup they showed a little bit before. Instead saying, you know what, we're going to be running Ana with our 3-3. And already, nice Bionade in. El Mystic, though, goes shrug it on off. As they wait for Doha to build up EMP once more. And look at how deep he gets in with the bubble.
He gets in the bubble. Runaway have the presence of mind not to even shoot it, actually. They don't want to give that energy to Sparkle. They know it wouldn't really do much. And now Runaway, while Hisu's hacked, they're waiting for the hack to come out because they need the bubble. Sitting in the cover, trying to deny as much poke as possible for Doha, who's just sitting above them, looking for hacks.
Really hack can head on her mag. EM looking for a bit of focus fire on it. Runaway able to shrug it on off. But here's the problem, is that they haven't found an opportunity to deep dive onto EM yet. Doha at 80%. EMP is going to be coming in here real soon.
I mean, he has it. He has it right now. And Runaway, great. You've made it to cart. You're going to have to rotate. You're going to have to look at this offense. And Doha is just going to hit a meaty EMP.
Goes up over the top, drops EMP, hits 5 people. Mag down immediately. I think it was actually a full 6. And Element Mystic, they buy enough time for the EMP, and now the cleanup is there. But the important thing for Runaway, they made sure to take down Doha. Doha's at a meaty 3% towards the end, so even as EM wins the fight, Doha doesn't have tons of EMP towards the next.
We actually have a pause come out.
Yeah.
A pause come out. I mean, I wonder what the possibility could be. Maybe Undine, since he did die late, maybe he was unable to keep moving, something like that. We are back to us now as the pause. We don't know what the reason of the pause may be. But that was a good EMP for Doha. Built it very fast. You know, we've already given him so much credit, but he builds them so incredibly quickly. He gets all the resources needed to build them quickly. But now RunAway being RunAway, having Nano boost up, Gunoption does have that. They're going to look for this next fight extremely aggressively. They're not going to be quite as worried about feeding the EMP and trying to win the upcoming fight.
Well, what we've seen from RunAway repeatedly in this situation is that when they have a good idea that EMP is not going to be coming through that door, which, I mean, look, you made sure that take down Doha immediately after he EMP'd. That's about as good of assurance as any that he's not going to have it for the next fight. RunAway is just going to run at them and try that as effectively as possible. I do think the terrain of Junkertown right now makes it a little bit more difficult for them in that regard, where it's kind of hard to actually get the pure just run at someone engaged that you want for a 3-3, but it's still a pretty tough situation for EM to find themselves in here. So RunAway does with this opportunity, as both Grav and Chat are about to be online with the rest of their support ults.
Doha once again, he gets the bubble, he's very aggressive. Now RunAway, they're on the point, they're trying to dislodge, they're trying to get boops off. Yaki very low.
This is what RunAway does. They're going to force EM to drop a Graviton in response. RunAway, though, more than enough in reserve to handle it. And now they're going to dive in, looking to isolate Takayaki. Takayaki, though, drops a Shadow response. 2 on the ground. Now, Mystic, could they actually bring this back? Squeeze down from that Shatter. They invested Transcendence, Doha building up EMP all the while. They force RunAway to burn through everything that they have in reserve. And EM still very well could win this fight. Mag is down. And what a response from EM there. And guess what? Doha has EMP up for the next fight.
Not only going to win this fight, but it was a questionable late beat from LeGDAY. I think he thought they would be able to clean up Sparkle in the grab, which they weren't able to do. The Transcendence got to him in time. 100 was able to armor pack him in time. And because of that now, there's 0 defensive ults. There's 0 ults in general for RunAway. And if EM, I don't even necessarily think you have to use EMP. I think you only look for grab. I
fully agree. Now, I do think the way they play that they'll probably look for EMP first to begin with, and they do. So they're just trying to make this an EMP-only fight. They move in, they get Hisu down immediately, so they're going to opt for the other option. They're going to save the Graviton and let the EMP do the heavy lifting and hope that Doha builds more towards the EMP in the other way. But guess what? Doha still falls. So I think RunAway actually is trying to isolate Doha in losing fights just to try and mitigate that EMP factor.
Takayaki did drop Shatter there as well. The 2 ults invested for Mystic. Gunoption making the swap actually onto Zin now. He got Nano in time, but it's going to make the swap.
This makes sense.
Still not holding a lot in their bank necessarily.
They're doing this because they know they're not going to get Nano up early in this next fight, and there's no EMP. And they want the extra damage that you can get from Discord in this situation. But this is music to EM's ears right now. Doha could possibly build up another EMP. Sparkle goes pretty deep, gets it stunned for his ult, but still drops the grab. They use it to finish off Mag, and it's all going the wrong way for RunAway right now. Down to final 10 seconds. This might be it.
I mean, this is going to be it. You see, Unique, he's hunting. He's in the backline. He's on Gunoption. Gunoption able to live, actually, so there will be a Transcendence available. But this is still just stagger for RunAway. They have no ults other than this upcoming Transcendence. And Doha's still going to have EMP.
Doha's going to be looking for the EMP as a dagger in the heart. Barrier invested by EM. They're just waiting for that Reappearance to come in. Over the top, Doha drops EMP. Mag down immediately. He got back to the fight, only to fall once more. And it's EM with a fantastic defense here on Junkertown. They're going to be stopping RunAway right here.
See that beat coming out late for LeGDAY. Doesn't matter, his team's dead. And EM, I mean, I talked about, I think this is going to be Doha, this is going to be a place where Doha can really thrive, and he did. He did exactly that. They got the first hold. Not that, I mean, it really wasn't that deep of a first push either for RunAway. They have a clear win condition, and the thing about running Sombra Goats that's so good for first holds is that you only need one fight, really. You really only need one fight, and EMP is great if you only need one fight.
Yeah, I would find it very difficult to believe that RunAway is going to have a counter hold here, especially given the fact that they're going up against a Sombra setup where EM's playing it really well. I think that'd be one of the most ridiculous counter full holds in Overwatch history, so I mean, I kind of hope that ends up happening, but I think likely right now we are due from map 5, but think about how hard this is to swallow for EM, where EM really should have been able to at least make the last map a draw, and if they had done that, they would have given RunAway their first regular season loss here, assuming that they win this and force map 5. Now, for EM. The good news is that they're probably going to win Junkertown because that defense was fantastic. The downside is you now have to beat RunAway on control to take the series, where we've already established that that's probably the weakest area to be reliant on a Sombra setup. So interesting how the series has evolved, but all that might be moot if EM can't finish it out here. Still got to play the game.
It's still, I mean, everything is a tough. I think there's a lot of tough points to swallow here for tonight's cast, considering that MVP needed one map. Guys, get one map, and WGS gets brought in by their old team from, you know, that are now on 0-2 into playoffs. EM having to swallow the fact that they would have won the series now, essentially, if they had tied the last map. You know, a lot of unfortunate moments for teams.
Ooh. Heavy damage coming in from Hisu here, and Doa's down! LEGDAY gone, able to finish out what Hisu had started, and RunAway says, you say we can't full hold here, we're gonna get right in your spawn.
This is probably unexpected for EM. They did not expect for RunAway to not only commit to this. I mean, they probably expected an early hold, but they didn't expect Hisu to be on the McCree. But they made the full swap, Doha going onto the Vegeta instead, Hanman onto the D.Va. And the 3-3 versus McCree, that's the classic Rock beats Scissors here. They made the swap. They made the meta swap.
Does Doha even remember how to play Brigitte, though? It's been so long.
I mean, in a lot of ways, you don't necessarily have to. If you have a D.Va versus the McCree, you lock out all the damage anyways, you win the shield war. In many ways, Doha doesn't have to do anything other than not feed.
Yeah, I say that tongue-in-cheek, obviously, where I think this is still a very good comp swap here for EM. It's in their favor, especially when they only have to win one fight. RunAway gonna be forced back just a bit. We are in one fight territory. EM fighting for the map 5. As Mag says, why don't we hold on that for a little bit? Drops a shatter, force out the Transcendence. And that means good things here for QOQ. Hisu, Deadeye, gonna get eaten on the other side. Houdini already down. Graviton gonna be invested here by EM as they try and turn the fight, but not gonna lead to a whole bunch of anything. Hisu there in the cleanup, and QOQ, he actually gets to save the grab.
He does get to save the grab. However, Element Mystic have to be pretty happy with this, and for the following reasons. They're gonna have beat, they're gonna have rally, they're gonna have bomb shatter. There's no defensive ults at all. I mean, Shui's rally's great and all, but you're not gonna beat a shatter or a bomb necessarily rally. Especially when you're looking at the geography of this position, it's a small corridor which is easily zoned by a bomb, and a shatter can cover almost all of it.
The result, QOQ opens up in the early grab, but Hanbin on the other side catches Mag with the self-destruct. Element Mystic, they pierce on through. They only needed one fight, and this is going to be that fight. Map 5 in what has been our grand finals rematch. It's been living up to the hype. Element Mystic, they have fought their way back to a high level of Overwatch, and they've proved it here today by bringing RunAway the distance. And remember, this very easily could have been Element Mystic's series here if Assault had just gone a little bit differently.
I really like EM making the swap as well onto the standard 3-3 when they see the McCree out, because even without Sombra, you only realistically needed one fight to win there.
Yeah.
And having the proper ults they needed when there's no, when there's a McCree on the field, so there's no D.Va, it makes your grab just that much stronger. It makes, it just makes it so much easier to set up various ults to get pressure. So that was just really well played from EM.
Well, guys, we have one more break until the true thrilling conclusion. Map 5, RunAway versus Element Mystic. Gonna be heading at you soon. Element Mystic has been proving pretty much since the halfway point of the season that a good 3-2-1 set with Sombra can fight 3-3. The common rebuttal is, yeah, but can it do well against really good 3-3s? You know, the type that RunAway plays. And the answer here has been yes. We have had an incredibly even series between these two distinct styles of play. And after a big hold on Junkertown just a moment ago, Element Mystic forcing map 5 here. What a way to end the regular season. This is the final match of the regular season, and it's going the distance.
Going the distance in the Grand Finals rematch on map 5. The teams are in Grand Finals last season. I think it's pretty, I don't know what else you can say. Nostalgic, just excellent. I think it's definitely the match you want to end out the season on. And remember, it's not just about 3-2-1 going against 2-3 and, you know, doing well against good 3 teams. There's an asterisk. There's an asterisk there. It's like, sure, it'll do great, but can you win on control? I think you could definitely make arguments for Assault, for Escort, for Hybrid, but can you win on control versus one of the best 3-3s? Because on control, you have far less time to set up and to use those Sombra ults effectively and to, you know, take those tempo fights. So we'll have to see.
The interesting thing is that we think back to how we set the stage after the first control map. We said that EM would likely look a lot better on Assault and Escort in particular. And Escort, they definitely fit the bill. Assault, they kind of let it get away where a match that probably should have been a draw was not. And then they overperformed on King's Row, where RunAway, even with all the advantages a standard 3-3 has on King's Row, with being able to dive in on, you know, an area that doesn't have as much verticality at points where you can punish a Sombra setup more readily, you know, they end up losing King's Row. And what was still a very, very even series. Now, though, we go to the ultimate conclusion here in Control. Alpha back in, and I have to say, we didn't retouch on it, but Takayaki had a very good performance on Junkertown. Very self-evidently.
Yeah, he did. I think Takayaki's been a very solid performing main tank. We saw him last season as well, having some great performances. So, interesting swap, but I mean, it worked out. So it is what it is. EM RunAway map 5 on Oasis, rematch with the Grand Finals. Let's see who wins this first mid.
LEGDAY gone, looking for the early boops here to the side, and Element Mystic wisely deciding, you know, maybe not that path. Maybe we don't go to the high ground over there. Not worth the risk of getting pooped off.
'Tis a silly place, the high ground. We shan't go there.
We shan't journey 100 leagues over to that side. But the problem is that they're, of course, waiting for Doha to build up EMP. They're going to be conceding first control here, the RunAway. And this is how control went before, right? In this matchup, is that RunAway is always going to get first control the way that EM plays this.
So it's isolated. I can't
get away.
I cannot believe the
they go
peel is
back up.
so good for EM. The peel is so good for EM onto Doha there.
It's so good that LEGDAY gone is out of it. They have the 6-on-5. Element Mystic can really make this work now. They're going to dive over and in. Doha's going to be building up EMP all the while, but this could be a one fight. We're not only going to win the fight, they get to save the EMP. This is the reverse in momentum that Element Mystic really needed to win control.
That is how you peel for Sombra. You see Doha was poking in the back, RunAway, they isolate him, they watch for his translocate, and they chase him again, and then as EM immediately rotates back to the high ground, Hanbin gives him the armor pack, they give him the bubble, and then they're there to peel for him. It is perfect bait, perfect peel. It's just, that's how you need to protect your Sombra if you're going to play this style versus the 3-3, because RunAway is going to be looking to force your translocate out.
And guess what? Doha charged up, ready to go. The EMP about to be unleashed. He just goes over the top, he drops it. The Transcendence is there immediately, and they're still going to be trying to take down Alpha all the while, but it's still not enough. The Transcendence is faded, the counter grab is in, and that's a problem when you have to use Transcendence to deal with the EMP, is that you have nothing for the counter grab on the other side.
And Alpha dropped the Shatter, misses it entirely, but that's fine. RunAway now, when they move in here, they don't really have much to stop them. There's no Diva to eat Hisu's grab. QQ will have Bomb. Alpha doesn't have Shatter. You know, no Undine doesn't have the Trance. They're going to be looking to engage extremely aggressively. Good peel for on Jin, making sure he doesn't get caught out of spawn. The hero now for Element Mystic is going to be Doha. Can he not only get EMP in time, but can he maybe just get a value hack to stop his push in time?
Well, he's laying Dems to Diva on the backhand side, but guess what? RunAway, they seize the opportunity. They immediately dive in and grab, and that's going to be that. But Doha gets to run away with his prize. Well, RunAway back to spawn, so to speak, by virtue of RunAway killing him. But they have EMP for the next fight. And EM is in a very good spot in terms of progress, so they're okay with this.
They're very okay with this. I mean, Gangnam Jin won't have Trance. EM will have EMP Shatter. There's no rally, there's no grab. QOQ, if I'm Runaway, I'm looking for a preemptive. Well, I can't be preemptive if everyone's hacked and shattered.
Not when EM goes super aggro. They waste no time. Doa just immediately gets in there, drops the EMP, sets it up, and before he can blink, Runaway is emergency evac'd back to spawn.
I was about to say Runaway should be holding more aggressively, trying to set up the shadow, trying to look for the bomb, maybe have QOQ split from the team so he can look for the defensive bomb. But not only were they not split properly, not only were they not aggressive, but QOQ uses the bomb, and it's too late because everyone's dead.
And here's the scary thing for EM. They can delay this a little bit. They can lose this next fight. As long as Doa gets an EMP up, they have more than enough time to come back for a winning fight. But no, they decide they want to win this. They barrier early, force Runaway to do the same in turn. EM looking for a way out here. The Graviton was used by Sparkle, and they get the kill off it. Alpha, though, gives his life 5-on-5. Reinhardt advantage here, the Runaway. Mag gotta get the dance around, but Hanbin does work in the backline. This is very back and forth. Still winnable for EM as Hanbin continues to find pickoffs. And Doa says, you know, it's fine. We're going to drop the EMP here. We're going to take this round. And they bring the fight to Runaway. They don't have to wait. And they're 1 round away from breaking Runaway's streak.
That was a it was just a masterclass in playing Sombra on 3-3. Now I think the other maps that might, we might have some issue. University, oh, they got the perfect stage. They got the perfect stage to get City Center, University and City Center, and not have to play Gardens. This is absolutely perfect for Element Mystic. It is actually extremely likely watching that play that they will win this series. Runaway now, they're preemptively running Hisu on the McCree though. No 3-3 because they know, they should know anyways. I feel like they should have known. It's just University is a great 3-3 map, and the peel for Doha is so good versus the 3-3 counter pressure. Now Runaway, they're going to put Hisu on the McCree.
Think about the bigger themes at play here. Last game of the regular season for Contenders, we see Fusion University lose their streak. Runaway has also had a tremendous streak going that is on the verge of getting snapped by Element Mystic. They are 1 round away.
And not just snapped, but snapped by the team they beat in the grand finals last year. Though obviously this is not necessarily the same iteration.
It didn't really feel real up until now, but now it feels real and then some. Anything can happen in 1 round. Element Mystic, they know it. Runaway, trying to take the initiative here from the free setup, diving over and in, but guess what? It's not quite enough. They lose Mag early. Makes it 5-on-5, still winnable for Runaway, but they haven't gotten first control yet the way they normally do. City Center, a little bit harder to lock it down with the set that they usually like to run. Doha scrapping around here on the outskirts, 4-on-4. Both teams waiting for respawns to come back in. And Runaway, not as dominant as you would expect here early on, but also the same for Doha. It's taking him longer to build EMP.
That was Runaway just recognizing that Doha is behind them. We're McCree, let's run in, let's take the fight. It's really not that different than the regular 3v setup, but as soon as the fight breaks down, you have to back up. You have to just set up Hisu there because you can't afford to continue to be in their face. They win the first fight. They have the high ground. QOQ, Hisu, they have a combo available. There's no Diva to eat this high noon. Something to remember as Doha gets flashed and killed!
Done!
By Hisu.
Nice read by Hisu. Takes down Doha. And he had EMP ready. I mean, the upside there for EM is that EMP wasn't used in reaction, but Runaway is going to be getting a very good progress lead here, where you think about the tempo of a team that runs Sombra. It's going to be hard for EM to retake and then get this into a winning condition where they can trade out and still take the round.
It's going to be very tough. I mean, Runaway have they have 2 options available to them for this hold because they can, choose to commit wholesale to the fight. Doha will have to use EMP either way, which is great because you're still going to be better in the neutral fight. Or you just let them use EMP, take the fight, and come back into non-neutral, and you should theoretically win that retake as well. So Runaway in a great position.
Yeah, I think you're Runaway. If EMP gets used, you save. EMP is going to get used, dropped immediately. EM moving forward, it sets up the Shatter, gonna knock 3 to the ground, even though the Transcendence is out there. So Transcend from Runaway invested, and very likely not gonna save the fight. EM just got too much off of the EMP Shatter, and Runaway, they don't really save anything at all. They save the grab, I guess that's it.
They have grab B, and they're coming up on Shatter, so definitely not the end of the world, but probably more could have been held. I think more could have been held up for Runaway, or maybe they could have engaged smarter, considering that Sparkle will have this grab up, Doha will farm EMP, Alpha will farm that Shatter, and Mystic have both their support up. So it's going to be tough. Hisu actually making this swap on the Sombra. So they're going to be mirroring 3-3 now when they're behind an EMP.
Interesting flex off here for RunAway. It's not that they can't run the Sombra, but they're definitely playing EM's game. Sparkle drops a grab over the top, and the problem is that, see where this goes, 5-on-5, still winnable, but EM, they use the grab to set the tone of the fight, and RunAway, by going Sombra, they don't have any power advantage anymore, the way that they would have when an EMP isn't in play. So RunAway puts themselves in a very tough spot.
And they have fights. I mean, they had a lot of early cap time now, so there's still going to be at least 2 more fights for this. So if they can get EMP out of Doha here, RunAway can feel happy because they'll have an EMP of their own. They'll have a transfer, they're moving in. But they need to get EMP out of Doha in this fight. If they do not, then I think they're in a rough situation.
Hisu, of course, getting real close to building an EMP of his own. Element Mystic, arguably 2 fights away from breaking the streak. Doha, just getting a little bit of poke damage and RunAway, bringing the fight over to the point. And EM just waiting. You know, the other option is too, they could just delay, not use EMP, get this to 1-fight territory, and then save, but I don't think that's gonna be the case. I do think they want to win this. Doha goes in, gonna drop the EMP. Element Mystic right there, the shatter connection from Alpha, right as the EMP goes in. Hisu out of the fight. Hisu, was his EMP interrupted?
I think his EMP was interrupted. He didn't get anything out. He didn't use the this is last fight. They're gonna break it. I think they're gonna break it right here.
They're about to break the streak. RunAway. They've won so many games in a row. They're stuck in the grab. Element Mystic getting revenge on those who took the grand finals away from them last year. They're showing that they're competitors. They're showing that the #1 spot is not safe. As Element Mystic, they've done it. They finish off RunAway. They break the streak. Unbelievable.
You see right here in the replay, I guess we're not gonna be able to see if Hisu's EMP was interrupted there or not. But honestly, it's irrelevant because EM's setup was so good there. You see that Doha was hunting. He was calling to his team, move around the pillar side. Alpha, you're gonna shatter after EMP, despite the transfer from Gangnam Jin. It's not enough. The setup was too good. And that is EM breaking the streak for RunAway. We've had 2 now incredible dynasties, not necessarily toppled, but interrupted now during the regular season with Fusion Unity and now with RunAway.
Also, I think the important part here, I'd have to look at it, but I'm not, I'd say 90% sure that this means that EM, their road to Pacific Showdown now does not go through RunAway. I think this puts them on the opposite side of the bracket because they won here today, and that's super important for obvious reasons.
Yeah, I mean, if you're pretty much set for Pacific Showdown now if you can avoid the bracket for RunAway entirely. I mean, they beat them, so they don't have to necessarily fear them as much. And the meta would, maybe is going to change for playoffs potentially. I mean, it might not change drastically, but it is going to change slightly since we will move to the current live patch that we see in Stage 2 for Overwatch League. But now EM don't even have to fear them near as much as they should have because they just won.